Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Psalms, the 16th chapter. Miktam of David. Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. O my soul, thou hast said unto the Lord Yahweh, thou art my Lord. My goodness extendeth not to thee. Let's read that here in the NKJV. O my soul, you have said to the Lord, you are my Lord. My goodness is nothing apart from you. See that? So our goodness comes from the Lord. You don't have any goodness if it's not from the Lord. Verse 3, but to the saints that are in the earth, and to the excellent, in whom is all my delight. And who are the saints, right? Who are the excellent? The Lord's elect. Okay, the remnant, they're likened unto the excellent. The saints are the Israelites, but they're likened unto the excellent. Right, as it says, in whom is all my delight. Their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. So those that go after another God, they go whoring after other gods, their sorrows are going to be multiplied. Okay, their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. So David is saying here, I won't even associate, or mention these wicked, people that serve idols. Verse 5, the Lord Yahweh is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup thou maintainest my lot. See, so I'm gonna stay with the Lord, right? I'm gonna serve the Lord. I'm not gonna follow after any idols. I'm not gonna offer onto any idols. I'm gonna stay here within the bounds, okay, of the living God. Lord, you alone are my inheritance, my cup of blessing. You guard all that is mine. The lines are fallen onto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. And the lines are like the division, okay, of of his heritage, right? It says, the land you have given me is a pleasant land. What a wonderful inheritance. Verse 7, I will bless the Lord Yahweh who hath given me counsel. See, and that's what? Guidance. And now, how do we get the counsel? Through the word of the Lord, right? Of course, through the spirit of the Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, first and foremost, but through his word, right? Through thy precepts I gain understanding. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. It says here, I will bless the Lord who guides me. Even at night, my heart instructs me. Why? Because as David said, his mind is stayed on the Lord, right? He's constantly meditating on the precepts of the Lord. So it's going to lead, right? Peter mentioned, and Paul as well, about Yahweh Shai, being formed in you. So the Lord is going to guide you, right? Your mind, your spirit is going to lead you. It's going to instruct you in the right way. Verse 8, it says here, I have set the Lord Yahweh always before me, because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. Therefore, right, so he is my support, I shall not be moved. Therefore, my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. It says here, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. And this is referring to Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's a prophecy concerning Yahweh Shai. And let's go there real quick. Let's go real quick to the book of Acts. The second chapter, we'll start at the 25th verse. It says here, for David speaketh concerning him, I foresaw the Lord always before my face, right? Speaking concerning who? Yahweh Shai, right? And that's what we just read here, in Psalm 16, verse 8, right? I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Right? It says here, let's move this. For he is on my right hand, that I should not be moved. See, that's and him being on your right hand is your support. Verse 26, therefore did my heart rejoice, and my tongue was glad. Moreover, also my flesh shall rest in hope. Is that not what we just read here? Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. See, and this was a prophecy concerning Yahweh Shai. Let's keep going, verse 27, because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither, and that's the grave, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. See that? For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. See, and that's because the Lord ultimately raised up Yahushua. He didn't leave him to rot in the grave. Okay, verse 11, thou wilt shew me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Okay, now real quick, let's go back to Acts. And now let's jump to Acts 13, verse 35. We'll start at 35. It says here, wherefore he saith also in another psalm, thou shalt not suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. For David, after he had served his own generation by the will of God, right, as playing his role as king, fell on sleep, meaning he died, and was laid onto his fathers and saw corruption. See, David's body broke down and decayed, and he saw corruption. He died. But he whom God raised again saw no corruption. Okay, that's why it mentioned here. That's how we know this is in reference to Yahushua. That was the logic, right? That was used here in Acts 13. See that? Let's read here in the NLT. It says, you will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. Right? At thy right hand are pleasures forevermore. Well, where did Yahushua go? At the right hand. And he also told us he goes to prepare a place for us. So we're also going to get to partake of those pleasures. And that brings us to the end of the book of Psalms, the 16th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.